We're going through our 6 steps to increase revenue and profits at a business. And I'm trying to use some real life examples of things that I did in the 4 businesses that I grew from 0 all the way up to 40 million and had an 8-figure exit. So I used these 6 principles at all 4 of my businesses. 2 of them were business to business, 2 of them were B2C. So these 6 steps work in 90% of all businesses. What I'm doing is real life advice on taking a business from 0 to maybe 40 million, 50 million in revenue. I mean, my business made $16.9 million in EBITDA in 2021, which was an insane amount of money. 2020, we made $4 million. So we actually went from 4 million to almost 17 million in net profit in 1 year, which is an incredible year. And it wasn't all me, it was partly the market. You know, it involved mortgage and interest rates being really low. It was a crazy year. So anyways, what we're on today, step 5, Enrich Your Leadership Plan. So we think it's pretty important to create leaders in your company and for you personally to become a better leader to grow your business, you know, because let's be honest, most businesses are about people. And in order to have people on your team and have them inspired and working hard and innovating and doing great things to grow your business, you know, they want to have a good leader, you know. And part of good leadership is just, I don't know, being a good person, you know, caring about people. It's amazing how many people I meet out there that really stomp on their employees and badmouth them in front of other employees. I mean, you know, leadership really isn't that difficult. At the core, I think it's more of how you feel about other people and really, you know, trying to do right by people as best you can. One of the things I'll share on leadership, probably the best person I've ever heard teach on leadership is John Maxwell. John Maxwell, Christian guy, was a pastor in a church, got kicked out of his own church. Horrible story. Pretty much hit a rock bottom after he got removed from his church. And then he went out and said, you know what? I think these principles from the Bible and the leadership that I've done could apply to business. So instead of going back out and starting another church, I'm just going to go help business people. Did he ever? I mean, probably the most successful leadership training guy ever in the history of the world, has affected tens of millions of people, built a huge business, sold it for tens of millions of dollars, very successful. What a life that guy's built. And I learned a lot from John Maxwell. I love all of his books. He's probably written 30 books, and I could start naming them, but 10 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, I think that's one of them. I've got probably 5 or 6 in my war chest of books. So John Maxwell, learned a lot about leadership, went to a lot of conferences that he did in person. A lot of times they'd be at a church, and it was just all these business people filling in a church on a Wednesday all day long. And I took my management team to go see John Maxwell more than once, 2 or 3 times at 2 different businesses because I wanted my managers to become better leaders. So I invested time and money and training into doing that in a lot of different areas. John Maxwell was just one, but taking them to seminars, keeping them motivated, keeping them positive, lifting their spirits, you know, was so important. I think a big part of business is, in being a leader, is when things go really bad and everybody's depressed, you know, you can't really be depressed with them. You know, you got to lift them back up. So we do a lot of leadership training through, you know, books and audio and seminars. We just believe in it because so much business, there's so much negative in business, you've got to turn it to a positive. And so we try to train up leaders on becoming better, you know, how to stay more positive and how to lift people up rather than tearing them down. And when you do that, people follow leaders. And I had a lot of followers in my companies that did amazing things. Like, they did things that were more important than what I did, like selling $10 million a year worth of advertising. My top sales rep became a leader as a salesperson, but I think that me helping him, you know, lead him and just being there for him to encourage him and bring new ideas and training, and it really helped not just grow our business, but keep people around. You know, a lot of, when I finally built my team, you know, they probably could have gone down the street and made a little bit more money. We weren't the highest paying company in the world, but I was probably the best company. I was training them, I was leading them, we were honest, we worked with integrity, we weren't lying, cheating, stealing. So sometimes leadership is just doing the simple things and trying, not like we were perfect, I'm sure we made mistakes, but becoming a better leader is so important. So we focus on our partner companies about leadership and working with integrity, because people follow integrity. They want to stay with a company that's doing things right. So leadership, integrity, we try to instill in our partner companies. So we're training our CEOs how to be better leaders, and then we're training our CEOs on how to teach their managers to be better leaders, and that's how companies are grown. If I instill leadership qualities in them, and those 5 managers instill integrity and leadership in our 50 employees, man, that's when the company really started to grow and where people became a little closer as a team. We think leadership's important, and we're going to help you become a better leader, and more importantly, help teach your team, your managers, how to be better leaders.